Have you guys ever looked back and thought to yourself, man, why did I just do that? Why did I lose it over something so petty and small? Well, this happened to me recently. 2 weeks ago, came in from the gym, and my wife comes downstairs and she tells me, Dave, the toilet seat, underneath the toilet seat, there is your poo splatter everywhere. And don't get me wrong, this toilet is used by everyone in our household. Me, her, the kids. And she goes, you never clean the poo splatter. You never ever do it. And that word alone set me into a spiral. It set me into like this sudden rage that I didn't know that I had, and it just triggered something. And then we get into a full-blown argument, and I get fully defensive about this poo splatter comment. And to be quite honest, she didn't meant it in a malice or vicious way. She just said it in the sense that, why don't you help out a bit? But at that moment, what I realized is, oh my God, not in that moment. Let me recover it. After we had the argument, and then we're just basically annoyed at each other for 3 days, it definitely allowed me to dissect and understand triggers, because I had to why am I so triggered? And then I read this particular chapter on connecting with people, and it's about values and the value that certain people put in certain things. And I'm sitting back, I'm like, what does my wife value? So we live in a house, we have a front yard, we have a backyard. My wife thought process, to be quite honest, is that she values things inside the household being clean and neat and tidy, and the toilet to be, in good working condition and not disgusting. I totally get that. She doesn't value the outskirts of the house, the front yard, the backyard. And when she says, you never do these, it makes me feel like I don't ever do anything around the house for whatever reason, because she values what's within the household. I value what's everywhere around the house in terms of doing all the other chores around the house. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't like to do anything that's tit for tat. But for me, that moment was when someone says, you never, yeah, it just triggered me big time. Anyways, we spoke about it, and then I just realized that, you know what, we value different things. And then we need to talk about our values, and we need to bring it up. And we need to understand that she values certain aspects, and I value certain aspects, and we just got to be able to actually work it out. Another example is I was talking to my friend M on the weekend, and she was telling me about what she values on a holiday. My friend M, when she goes on holidays, she loves to do a lot of things. Loves to go sightseeing, loves to do things, loves to see different sites, loves to see different attractions. She doesn't want to be cooped up in a hotel in any way, shape, or form. Her worst idea of a holiday is a resort. She hates it. She hates the beach. She hates hanging by the pool. She dislikes it completely. Her value set on a holiday is to go see and be a tourist and embrace the art and the culture and the streets and the food, and to see many different attractions and build up 30,000 steps. That's her value. I have another friend, Jay, who is the complete opposite. Now, Jay, her idea of holiday is hanging by the pool, sipping cocktails, and going to the beach, going for massages, going shopping, not doing much, and just decompressing and chilling. Now, imagine if M and J went on a holiday together and did not communicate what they wanted. And they just assume things, right? They just assume things. Now, if J assumed that M wanted to do what she wanted, which is to hang by the pool, and M is like no, but she doesn't actually communicate it, that is going to cause friction. And you know what? All these little things is like these little frictions points that just builds up, and then it explodes. Because enough friction will cause, as you know, like just little things start building up in like a little snowball. It's just called the snowball effect for a reason. And it just explodes, magnifies the whole situation. So if I ever had M and J on the same holiday, man, you know, you got to cater to and understand their point of views and how they like to do things. So that's what I found out. I found out the best way to actually get value is to understand the value from that person's perspective. So if I ever plan a trip with M, for example, I would, and I like to do these things as well, I would want to do certain things that she likes. And I would also communicate the things that I like. Or maybe she goes, you know what, you like to relax way too much for my liking. We won't do a holiday together. Or we might just do something that is a little bit shorter, not a long holiday, if you know what I mean. So understanding the other person's value can go a long way. If we can cater to that person's value, we can definitely have a huge influence on how we collaborate and how we have more peace and harmony when we're working with people. So huge thing that I'm finding out is to work out people's values, understand it, and also communicate my values and my boundaries as well. So yeah, that's what I want to share with you guys today. Through arguments and through conversations with friends, understanding people value is super important, and knowing it, and then also catering it to it, and hopefully it fits with your ethos and how you like to do things. Anyways, have a beautiful day. Try and find out the values of your friends and family. Try and, you know, not bend to it, but understand them so that we can better help ourselves in communicating with them. All right. Until next time, have a great one. Have a great week ahead. I'm gonna go and pick up my kids now. See ya. Bye.